GeVuRaH, Sephirot by Yahweh. Welcome, Shalom, Shalom. Today is day 10 of TiPHAeReT SHeBe GeVuRaH, and this title is called Compassion plus Seriousness equals TiPHAeReT SHeBe GeVuRaH. So let's get into it. Yahweh Sephirot, his fruits of the Spirit are characteristic traits. When he speaks of making man in his image, he is speaking of attributes, characteristics. Um, he has three intellectual ones: wisdom, understanding, and knowledge in English. And he has seven emotional characteristics. So during the 7 week period that is found in Leviticus Vayikra chapter 23, we just go through a time of emotional and spiritual growth within Yahweh's fruits of the Spirit, also known as Sephirot. So I will speak on a few articles. I will share the prayer blessing, and we will conclude this live. So within this week of GeVuRaH, there are a few qualities within as such. So GeVuRaH or GeVuRaH, it can be pronounced with a B or a V. Um, this emotional trait is associated with Yitzhak or Isaac. There are qualities such as righteous judgment, righteous justice, discipline, strength, seriousness, fear of the Most High, and spiritually speaking, the left arm of Yod Hey Waweh. Throughout this 24-hour period, TiPHAeReT is associated with Yahu, balance, beauty, Rachamim, which means mercy or compassion, um, and other qualities of that sort. I decided to tackle those qualities in particular because during this week of GeVuRaH, the second week of counting the Omer, GeVuRaH is rooted within like righteous discernment, righteous justice, and so forth. And TiPHAeReT is the balance of not overstepping when we judge. Sometimes as believers we can get a little too overly righteous. And speaking of such, I feel led to share something that um, a special friend of mine had brought out to me of a previous post that I put on my IG channel on Yahweh's Trendsetter. So I had wrote something and I wanted to go back to it because I was like, okay, well, it meant something. I knew I wrote something significant with that specific post. So I read it before I started this live so I could see if it made any sense. So I will read as such. Um, the post was in regard to just like being balanced with Yahweh and also not just my spiritual walk, but just like how he wants me to be the individual that I am and that he fearfully and wonderfully made me. So shalom, shalom to everybody. Thank you so much, Emily. Hello, Akbar from Iran. And shalom, Rodrigo from Argentina. Oh, I feel so loved. We are definitely all over the world tonight. So hallelujah. So um again, this post that I made on my on my Instagram channel last year, again, was in regard to just being balanced and disciplined. And I don't want to necessarily read the entire caption, but some key points that stood out to me were just being balanced, just with the individual that I am and was before I became in the faith system of Israel, and also just embracing my spiritual walk as well. So there is a sense of seriousness yet compassion because Yahweh has mercy on us, right? He has his rachamim upon us. However, he does expect us to like follow his teachings, his commandments, his guidelines, instructions, and so forth. Um, So if you want to, if you want to follow my teaching channel on Instagram, it's Yahweh's underscore trendsetter. I will post it right now on my story so you all can see what I'm talking about. Um, so praise y'all for that. And I would like to actually read an article that is being spoken on this Omer app that's on my phone. This is called Catching Up with Ourselves. This is an article written by an individual named Tali Lowenthal. It says, so when the Israelite people left Egypt, they experienced a great leap forward. In a short space of time, they progressed from abject slavery to freedom. Torah scholars tells us they were then faced with a new and important task, to catch up with themselves. So this is one of the explanations of the counting of the Omer, which is observed in the period between Pesach or Passover and Shavuot. So from the second night of Passover, we begin counting day by day. This might be your first day, but all praises, never too late. So after 7 weeks, 49 days, we arrive at Shavuot on the 50th day. This is Shavuot is the Hebrew and correct terminology for Pentecost. So when the Torah was given at Mount Sinai, this process of counting the days one by one is explained as signifying the attempt to improve oneself in a steady step-by-step mode. Leaving Egypt was a leap of progress, a breakthrough from the lowest depths. So this wasn't just physically just leaving slavery and so forth. This was a spiritual thing as well. Um, because before Egypt and Moshe's account, there is a brief like just the Tower of Babel. So the times of Babylon and Egypt and other instances where Yahweh is telling us to leave those pagan cultures behind us. You know, even though the Israelites were always in the midst of the paganism and so forth, whether it was Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, you name it, like he just always had to help us to be serious with his walk because we accepted his Torah, but also he did show compassion because he understood that we're human, right? So again, this process of counting the days one by one is explained as signifying the attempt to improve oneself in a steady, step-by-step mode. Leaving Egypt was a leap of progress, a breakthrough from the lowest depths. But then there is the need to catch up with ourselves to achieve genuine and permanent qualities as individuals and as a nation. So otherwise, the freedom gained by leaving Egypt might easily be lost. So instead of being a slave to the Egyptians, one would become a slave to something else. So Torah scholars explain that the 7 weeks represent seven different aspects of character. The emotional forces which constitute the basic structure of the individual, such as love, seriousness, mercy, the desire for victory, submission, dedication, and fulfillment. The 7 weeks provide the opportunity to improve this structure and make it more stable. So only after this period of self-improvement were the Israelite people ready to meet with Yah at Sinai to receive his Torah on the 50th day, which is Shavuot, or Pentecost, as some may know. This quest applies also to the individual through the ages. So after the uplifting experience of Passover, the counting of the Omer expresses an attempt to internalize this experience, to change oneself in a genuine and permanent way so as to live up to one's new level of spiritual freedom. So we can also apply this idea to society as a whole in our modern age. So over the past century, we have experienced a great leap forward of technological progress, which has provided us with many kinds of comfort and freedom. But this freedom and power bear with them a dangerous instability. We see this in the vast horrors of 50 years ago and also in the social problems of today. Our modern world too needs to quote unquote count the Omer to try and move step by step, improving our inner lives and our personal morality, the interplay of our emotions. Do people have freedom or are they becoming ever more deeply enslaved to their and our appetites? Yah's teachings give guidance not only on how to run an Israelite home, but also on how to build a healthy and just, stable society. Within the Torah 7 Noahide laws, these describe how all human beings should seek to live. The 7 Noahide laws commanded by Yah to all mankind are to believe in Him, not to serve idols, not to blaspheme against Him, not to murder, including, forget my pronunciation, including euthanasia, and also willingly giving up life, unless it is to save the mother's life, not to steal, not to commit adultery, incest, and other forms of personal immorality. Also, other laws that were found in these no-hide laws were not to eat a limb from a living animal, um, and to set up a judicial and educational system to apply these laws in society. So through applying these boundaries, restraints, and positive duties imposed by these laws in the context of modern life, we can seek to catch up with our own progress. In conclusion, by attending to our eternal structure as human beings, we can prepare ourselves globally to meet with Yah and to discover the truly perfect world promised by the prophets. So, I wanted to read that one in particular to catch anyone up with counting of the Omer and what it consists of and what exactly is it, as it is in Leviticus chapter 23. Um, I'll read a few more things. I will recite the prayer blessing and then I'll conclude it. So, another Omer app on my phone says underlying and driving discipline must not only be love but also compassion. Love comes from recognizing one's merits and positive qualities, while discipline channels and directs those strengths and weeds out the negative. So one question that you can ponder on throughout this 24-hour period of TiPHAeReT SHeBe GeVuRaH is, does my discipline have this element of compassion? And another exercise that you can do for tonight and throughout tomorrow is being compassionate to someone you may have reproached, someone that you may have rebuked, or whatever the case may be. So this is TiPHAeReT of GeVuRaH, compassion and seriousness. And shalom, shalom. Forgive me for if I pronounce your name wrong. Hundain Khan. Hello, you say hi, dear. Lots of love from Pakistan. I'm enjoying the worldwide views all over the place on YouTube. That is a blessing. So I'm going to say the prayer of blessing, and if you may join me, and we will conclude this live speech. So all praises. I hope everyone has been having a great day. I know it's different time zones in different places. It is nighttime where I am at, and may you all continue to have a good rest of your day and wherever you are. So all praises. Give me 1 second, please. I'm trying to find the blessing. I don't know off the top of my head. So yes, the exercise today for the next 24 hours. If you know, try your best to. If I mean, even if you didn't show any, if you can't even think of anybody you may reproach anything, um, just ponder on the quality traits of TiPHAeReT and GeVuRaH, which are balance and shalom and discipline and righteous judgment and righteous um justice and so forth. And just meditate, and it's so I'm going to cover my head and say this prayer. But before I do that, I clicked the wrong button, but I would like to read this as well. This says counting time. So we count time as though it were money. We can make more money, but we can't make more time. Money can vanish, but time cannot be stolen nor lost. Every penny of our money can be spent or saved, invested or loaned. But time, the hours slip through our fingers, allowing us not the slightest mastery over their incest. Uh, Let me get the correct word out. Forgive me. So I'll read that sentence again. The hours slip through our fingers, allowing us not the slightest mastery over their unceasing stream. So we may own money, but we never own our time. However, time is utterly dependent upon us for its very being. For if a moment of time enters and is wasted, it has come and gone without meaning. And without meaning, it is a moment that never was. So a coin uncounted is a wasted coin. A moment uncounted has vanished into the void. So that is an interesting proverb written by an unknown, Torah scholar of somebody named, I don't know how to pronounce this Hebrew name, but it might be a title. Liba Vitcher Rebbe. Yeah. Let us say the prayer, and I will say adios, farewell. Just wanted to do this before I get comfortable for the night and make sure I try to dedicate my time, my free time, to help people recognize what season this is within the Israelite community, and even those who are interested in general. So, um, let me find the prayer. Okay, I'll do that one. Let's do this one. Yes. Barukata Yahweh Yahweh Malak HaOlam. Blessed are you, Father Yahweh, for you are the creator, sovereign king, and ruler of the universe. Father Yahweh, you command us to wrap our head when we pray and when we prophesy. For the sake of the unification of the set apart one in his Shekinah, his set apart spirit, Yahuwah HaKodesh, in awe and compassion, to unify the name Yod He Wawhe in perfect unity in the name of all Israel. Behold, I am prepared and ready to perform the mitzvah of counting your Omer as it is written in the Torah. We are to count from the end of the rest day, from the day we brought the wave Omer offering. The counting shall be 7 complete weeks. We shall count until the day after the 7th week, namely the 50th day, on which we bring a new meal offering to Yah. Nowadays, after on Shavuot and Pentecost, we bring our renewed emotional, spiritual growth to the table as an offering. And it's sort of like a graduation day. So, and may the pleasantness of Yah, our Almighty One, be upon us, and the work of our hands established for us. And the work of our hands establish it. Blessed are you, Father Yahweh, our Almighty One, who has set us apart with his commandments and commanded us concerning the counting of the Omer. In Hebrew, Baruch Yahweh, Yah-Oheinu, Melech HaOlam, Asher Kedishanu, Be'mitzvotav, Vatzivanu, Al-Safarat HaOmer. Today is 10 days, which is 1 week and 3 days of Yah's Omer. May the merciful one restore unto us the service of the Bet Hamikdash to its place speedily in our days. Amen. Selah. For the choir master, a song with instrumental music, a song. May Yahweh be favorable to us and bless us. May he make his countenance shine upon us forever, that your way be known on earth, your salvation among all nations. The nations will extol you, O Yah. All the nations will extol you. The nations will rejoice and sing for joy. For you will judge the peoples justly, and guide the nations on earth forever. The peoples will extol you, O Yah. All the peoples will extol you, for the earth will have yielded its produce. And Yah, our Almighty One, will bless us. Yah will bless us, and all, from the farthest corners of the earth, shall fear him. We implore you by the great power of your right hand, Yahshua the Mashiach. Release the captive. Accept the prayer of your people. Please strengthen us. Please purify us, awesome one. Mighty One, we beseech you. Please guard us as the apple of the eye, those who seek your oneness. Please bless us, please cleanse us, and bestow upon us forever your merciful righteousness. Powerful, set apart one, and your abounding goodness, please guide your congregation. Only an exalted one, turn to your people who are mindful of your set apartness. Accept our supplication and please hear our cry. You who know secret thoughts. Blessed be the name of the esteem of your kingdom forever and ever. Master of the universe, you have commanded us through Moshe, your servant, to count SHeBe Omer, in order to purify us from our evil and uncleanness. As you have written in your Torah, we shall count for ourselves from the day following the day of rest, from the day on which we bring the Omer as a wave offering. The counting shall be for 7 full weeks. Until the day following the 7th week shall we count 50 days, so that the souls of your people, Yah, Israel, may be cleansed from our defilement. Therefore may it be your will, O Yah, the Almighty One of our fathers, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, that in the merit and our mothers, Sarah, Rebecca, and Leah, that in the merit of the SHeBe Omer, which we counted today, the blemish that we have caused in the TiPHAeReT, SHeBe, GeVuRaH, may be rectified, and that we may be purified and set apart with supernal holiness. May abundant bounty thereby be bestowed upon all the world. May it rectify our soul, including our nefesh, ruach, and neshama, from every baseness and defect. And may it purify and set us apart with your supernal holiness. Amen. Selah. And have a great TiPHAeReT, SHeBe, GeVuRaH type of day. And shalom. Yah willing, I will be on tomorrow, even if it's just to share the prayer blessing.